Hey folks, another Wednesday patch day, and I'm looking at the test patch notes here. I think they realize the new UI is going to need some work, so there's a way to reset it back to the old one. Also, guild housing is changing to come a touch earlier, so it's time to buy those anchors from the loyalty vendor if you're in House of Thule. These rune changes I think are mostly for mischief. They were whining again, this time about how there's not enough runes to go along with all their bonus loots. Must be nice to get instant action from the devs on your server's issues. They also tweak this raid that's part of SOD progression that Mischief will have soon, but it's not clear how that'll play out based on this text alone. The Overseer events are also going to have some reduced timers, so that's great if you like, let's say, not playing Everquest. If that's your thing, you could not play it even faster now. The thing that really caught my eye in these whole patch notes is this change about better calculating damage on contested mobs. So what this is actually referring to is dot damage. I think mostly people probably have the experience of camping, let's say, a Freedy or Frenzy in Classic Era, and all of a sudden a Necro pulls up, feign deaths at the camp, and then whenever the name spawns, pops up, casts one E-Bolt, and wins the DPS race. The real kicker is when their cast was done with the mob at 30% health, so there's no real way they could be winning that DPS race if the calculations were working correctly. The genesis of this change seems to have been in May, when the community was again pointing out that dot damage is basically an instant win on any group mob DPS races. This has just been something that's widely known for many, many years and been brought up in many times. So it's not like this is something new, but it seems to be the first time for whatever reason that it actually caught the devs' attention. No one ever knew exactly how it worked, but everyone knew that if a Shaman or Necro E-bolted a relatively low hit point mob, they were going to get kill credit for it. A lot of the speculation was that it just applied the full damage, even though a lot of the ticks hadn't gone off by the time the mob died. So in any case, Miko here seems to have taken up the issue and investigated it the last few months, but what Kegger is saying here is pretty much spot on. This is such a long-standing problem that they're only now getting around to looking at, and that's really kind of strange. Now, like I said, the speculation was always that it was just applying the full dot damage, but Miko posted what was actually going on. There's 3 separate bugs, and it's a real doozy. Okay, so the first bug was with overkill damage. The old calculation was including all overkill damage. That's probably less of an issue with dots and more one with stuff like mana burns, I guess. But in any case, he says the kill shot damage is always going to be capped at whatever hit points the mob has left at that point. The second bug he said he's fixed is that somehow the dot damage was getting doubled in the calculation. This is a real strange one to have arisen, but who knows what's really going on in that legacy code, I guess. Basically, after the initial direct damage component of dots that have that, each tick was counting as twice as much damage towards the kill credit calculation than it was actually doing to the mob's hit points. And the third and final bug he's fixed is with twin cast not counting double. Twin cast only comes into the game after about 10 to 15 expansions or so it's completely irrelevant for those early expansions where this has been a problem, but I guess that's good to also fix while they're at it. So hopefully overall that'll make things a bit better experience on the next round of TLPs and going forward. One thing that is curious is that if they're spending developer time on this stuff, I guess that means they're not going ahead with encounter locking as a main feature of the game. There'd really not be that much point since the need to DPS race, especially on group content, is vastly reduced with that system. The other thing I thought I'd mention is that instead of implementing this huge new encounter locking system that was pretty universally panned by the community and aimed at lowering the number of customer service tickets they get, they probably could have just listened to the players and fixed this to get almost all of the benefits. I'd guess a huge amount of the tickets they got for kill stealing, which to be fair is not even really a thing for many years, were likely from E-Bolt and other related errors in these sorts of calculations. Oh well, maybe they'll listen to the community next time. Wink. Good luck out there, everyone.